Hi friends, and welcome once again to another episode of iGreyhound. This is another Thursday, and I hope you have constantly been making Thursdays as your regular habit. My name is Cecile Henove, and it's always nice to talk with our alumni of Foundation University. And this episode is going to be no exception because we're going to speak to one of our illustrious alumni. He has a feather on his cap, as we say, because he was part of the Asian Cup of what we call as bouldering competition held very recently. But I will allow him to tell you the rest of the details of his recent competition. So friends, ladies and gentlemen, all the stakeholders of iGreyhound, the faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Foundation University, may I introduce to all of you one of our alumni here in the university in the person of Mr. Mitch Pinili. Hi Mitch, pleasant evening.
Good afternoon to you, Ma'am Henove, and to all our viewers.
Yes.
Hi, I am Mitch. I'm a climber. I'm also an alumnus of Foundation University. So recently, the Philippines first held the Asian Cup. It's under IFSC, or the International Federation of Sport Climbing. So it was actually a history that Philippines first held the competition here in the Philippines.
Yeah. I'd like to ask you, Mitch, no, because after all, this is one particular time when you can explain and tell our viewers as well what is bouldering in layman's terms, and you are part of the Philippine team.
Okay, so in climbing or in sport climbing, there are three disciplines, which is bouldering, lead climbing or top rope, and then speed climbing. So bouldering requires no gear, only your chalk bag and shoes. So you climb around 15 to 20 feet, and the only protection is the crash pad or the foam on the ground.
Or below the competitor, no?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So how did you train for this particular competition, Mitch? I understand that you are based here in Dumaguete, but you are on your own, as you had mentioned.
Yes. So as part of the Filipinas climbing team, we train individually, and for the recent Asian Cup, it was short on notice on my end, and had a bit of an injury, so I had to step up my game and try to cram up on my training, because also I have work and I have a family, so I had to really manage my time to train.
Yes, and you have work, as you had mentioned, no?
Yes.
So you have an online job, and at the same time, now a very young family, yes. And last year, you finished industrial engineering here in Foundation. Now, tell us, Mitch, how did you get into the Philippine team?
Okay, so for the Philippine team, you can qualify if you participate in national climbing or national bouldering competitions, and they basically rank the climbers. And if you, for example, in my case, I totaled my points for the past national climbing competitions that I've joined, and it was around 2019, I guess, or 2018, that I joined the national competition in Cagayan de Oro, and I was selected to be part of the team.
Okay. So that's how you got into the Philippine team. But I am curious, Mitch, because you said that you train individually. You don't really have something like a national trainer. You don't go to Manila or in the national capital region to train with your team. No? So how do you manage to discipline yourself or to undergo the regimen of an athlete, so to speak?
Okay, so personally, I watch videos on YouTube or competitions and try to imitate the style of climbing for at the present, because the comp routes or the competition routes that we climb on the competitions are evolving. So to train for that, I personally I train on the iGreyhound climbing gym, and I set the routes that slightly fit the style of competition nowadays, and of course train myself mentally and physically for that.
Yeah. How does bouldering and rock climbing, for
Yes.
example, differ?
Oh, for rock climbing, it's climbing outdoors, so real rock or boulders. And then for we train, or our competitions are on plastic or indoors.
Okay,
So-
that's for rock climbing.
Yes.
So outdoors. no?
Outdoor.
For bouldering, you are.
It's actually a term for climbing just 15 feet or
okay. Yeah.
So the indoor climbing is just like an imitation of the outdoors.
Okay. Yeah.
So we train for the outdoors, indoors.
Yes. So bouldering is until 15 feet only when you
Some
climb
go
it.
like 20 feet
Ah,
for
really?
extreme
Okay.
people.
Okay. But is there a limit, or is there a something like a maximum? How many feet
It
can you
depends.
climb?
It depends on you, because like a famous athlete or a famous climber like Alex Honnold climbs like 3,000 feet
Wow. my
without
gosh,
rope.
no? Oh,
And that's
yes,
called
yes.
free solo though.
Yeah.
That's not bouldering anymore.
Okay. How do you call that?
That's free solo. Like free
Oh.
soloing.
Yes, yes. Okay. So bouldering is something that you have been into, no?
Yes.
For the past
Climbing,
years, or climbing, Mitch. And where did you get this particular interest? Why not any other sports activity?
Okay, so I have actually a couple of history of sports, and when I graduated in college, my dad referred me to a friend because it was actually the opening of Greyhound conversing to the public, and they held a competition, a fun competition. So that's when I first climbed, and after that, I think I got hooked to climbing.
Okay. You know, I'm listening to you because after all, Foundation University has been known to be, a very sports-minded, athletic community, no? How about young people? Would you encourage them to go into climbing or bouldering, or encourage, in fact, even our university to get into something like this, a similar activity?
Definitely, yes. Because I think it's very pleasing to have a big community in climbing too. It's at present it's just a little people that climbs and knows what climbing is, and it's actually a privilege for the school to have its own climbing wall. And yeah, for me personally, it will be very nice to see like small kids and even the college students to climb.
Right, it's perhaps an activity or a sports activity that is not as prevalent as we
Yes.
may want it to be, right? Yeah, because after all, it's like, of course, the Philippines is known for its basketball
Yeah.
activities or football,
Mainstream sports.
and mainstream sports as how you call it. But bouldering or climbing, no, is
Not well known.
not really well known, but
Yeah,
something
it's
that
growing.
is interesting and growing. Yes, right. Is your, I'm looking at you, Mitch. You have a small frame, huh?
Yes.
I hope our viewers can also see this. You have a small frame. I don't know if this is an advantage, Mitch.
There are actually climbers which have like normal or bigger builds than me, but for me, I think it's quite a boon to have a smaller build, since you don't have to train your fingers too much to carry your weight. So I think for me, it's
Yeah.
better build.
Yes, okay. So it does not follow that if you have a bigger build, no? Then it will be more difficult for you to climb.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Not
no?
necessarily.
So it's your fingers, no? Or your
Yeah.
grip.
Yeah.
Oo. But I'm trying to imagine, how do you grip? Where do you hold on to? Because as you said, there are no ropes, no, to protect you, for that matter, or there are no steps, for example. I'm just trying to imagine it.
Okay, so manufacturers build holds, so in different forms or different shapes.
Holds.
Yeah,
no?
that's what they
Okay.
call them, holds.
Okay, okay.
And there are different kinds of holds, like those big ones where you can put your entire
Yes,
hand
your
in there.
entire- yes.
Or it comes to the smallest, where you can just like 4 millimeters.
Oh.
You can grip 4
What
millimeters
is it
or
made
none.
of? What is it made of?
Some
Something
wood
sturdy?
or plastic,
Ah, okay.
fiberglass.
Yeah. Oh.
Then it is textured. So, and recently people have developed like dual texture holds where some parts have texture and some parts are just plastic with no
Okay.
friction at all.
Okay, but you can easily see these so-called holds.
Yes.
You can easily see it,
Yes.
no? And identify it, of course.
yes.
Okay. How far are they from each other?
It depends on the root setter or the ones
Okay.
who put up the holes.
Uh-huh. So it can be as far as you can imagine
Yeah,
it to be, or
yeah. It
so
can be
it's-
just near you, or
okay.
you need to jump
yeah.
to get to
Okay.
the hole.
And how about your footwear? Do you wear ordinary?
Yes, there is a specific
rubber shoes or
climbing shoes.
oh, climbing shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. But so your feet also may have a hold.
Yes.
Okay.
Foothold.
Foothold. Yeah.
Yes.
Foothold, and then your hands as well. No?
yes.
Okay. So
All
that's
your
how-
limbs.
Yes. How do you call them?
Limbs.
Limbs. Yeah, your limbs.
yeah.
No. So is it important? Of course, it's important that you are like fit, no, physically from head to toe. But more importantly, perhaps would be your feet, as
Yes.
you had mentioned, and then your grip, your hands.
Yes. So you also train your grip and of course your legs, because
your-
climbing is not just pulling but also pushing with your legs, with your feet.
Okay.
Yes, that makes climbing a lot easier.
Okay.
So you don't have to pull with your hands too
Yeah.
much.
Yes, right. So imagine this: if you're going to make an investment, Mitch, no, maybe you're going to insure your hands and of course your legs or your feet, because you are a climber, no,
Yes.
or some. How do you call somebody who does bouldering?
Just a climber.
Just a climber,
yeah,
that's the same.
climber.
Okay. Now, here in the city of Dumaguete, because you now reside here, no? Are there activities that you do, for example, in preparation for a particular competition? Like for this recent competition that was held only about a week
Last
ago?
weekend, yeah.
Last weekend only, no? Yeah.
Okay, so climbing is like full body exercise and also mental exercise, because you need to solve the problems and imagine how to climb them. And yes, you train from your hands or from your fingers to your toe fingers, like also your core and yeah, everything. So on my side, I just climb always, and also do some conditioning. So for my upper body, I just do like pull-ups, push-ups, and then for my legs, like regular squats and core, like that.
Is there a time limit or a time element when you do climbing?
Yes, for the competition, recently the Asian Cup, for the qualifications and semifinals, you have 5 minutes to climb a route, and then for the finals, it's just 4 minutes.
Wow. And how many minutes did it take you for this recent competition that you did?
There are a number of routes. For example, for the finals, you have only 4, and then you're only allotted 4 minutes to climb and solve the route. So it depends on you, on how long it takes you to solve the problem and top the problem.
How about you? How long did it take you?
For example, the qualification route that I topped, it was just around 2 minutes, I guess. It depends on
Okay.
the grade of the route, on
Okay,
how hard it is.
Yeah. So when you say route, you mean there is.
Specific holds or yeah.
I see. Okay. So it could be like, I'm trying to imagine it, no? Yeah, several routes or depending
yes.
on the
Route setter.
the route setter or something, or the organizer perhaps,
Yes.
no, of the competition. But do you cross from one route to another?
No. It's just like climbing a ladder. So
okay.
the ladder is one route.
One
and then
route
another,
only.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. So it's not like you go zigzag
Yeah.
or you go from one end to another, because
Yes.
that's really going to be difficult, no? Because that's what I see in these like fun climbing.
Yeah, there are a lot of holds.
Yes, right. Oh, and then
Just
they
go-
can go as far as from the left
Yes.
to the right, I think, no?
For competitions, there are just specific holds on the wall, so there are not a lot of holds. Only those holds that are included in the route are put up. So basically, the wall is empty with only the route holds in there.
Okay. So how many competed in this particular Asian Cup, Mitch, together with you?
For the men's, I think it was around 20, and for the women's, it was 18 participants from countries like Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, and India,
Because
and
it's
Philippines.
Asian, no?
Yes.
Asian, yeah. And after the Asian Cup, will you travel, or will your teammates, for example, compete in another event or activity elsewhere?
Hopefully. I think for this year, this Asian Cup is the last event. I think there's another event for the youth in India, but the calendar is not yet set for next year. But hopefully our team will compete and get prepared for the next competition. And also, I think there will be a local competition too.
Okay. What is, maybe you can tell our viewers as well, Mitch, the high, the so-called high or the adrenaline rush that you feel when you do climbing or bouldering as against any other sports activity that you have been into?
Okay, so for climbing, it's like battling with yourself in the route. So there's no like other factors like battling with another, competing with another person. So it's actually very hype to. The challenge is very high, like competing with the route. If you are able to finish or top a route, it's very satisfying, or the satisfaction levels is higher than other sports for me, because you just have to battle with yourself.
Yeah, there are individuals, even like myself, for example, who have like so-called simple joys, no?
Yeah.
So like if you can climb, for example, maybe up to a particular route or a particular location where it is quite high, then we experience a high, no? Something like, as you had mentioned, a satisfaction. But yours is like different, no? Because it's for competition. It's also like self-fulfillment, perhaps, no? And at the same time, giving glory not only to your city, the city of Dumaguete, but even to the country, because you're part of the Asian Cup. But Mitch, how prevalent and how extensive, I think extensive would be the better word, how extensive is the support of organizers, perhaps, or government, no, for a competition such as this, bouldering or climbing?
Okay, so in my opinion, or as far as I know, I think the government hasn't supported the competition. Only the organization itself for the Filipinas climbing team. So they're the ones who just look for sponsors for the competition to be successful, and even for the team for the recent competitions, I guess. There's the organization itself is the one who looked for sponsors, and I think it needs more sponsors for us to be able to compete at a high level.
Yes, that is right, and also to support you guys, no, who are part of the team, and to sustain the sport, because this in itself is already a sport. Is bouldering or climbing part of any international? Aside from the Asian Cup, no?
For this year, we've only registered under continental level for the International Federation of Sports Climbing. So we can only compete or send our team to continental competitions, like for Asia only.
For Asia only, yes. Do you get in touch with your fellow climbers from other countries?
From other countries?
Yeah, or at least around Asia?
Just around like Instagram or social media. Just follow them. And for for our team, I think we just do a little bit chats or something.
Yes.
And catch up.
Yeah, but you mentioned as well, Mitch, that this is essentially an individual sport, right? You are on your own. You train yourself. You don't have a trainer or something, no?
Yeah, we don't have a coach.
Or a coach, yes, or formal training that you go into. But how about the organization itself? Do they have like trainings or workshops or something that you can all participate in?
Yes, there are workshops, but they are mainly held in NCR. So for us, like for me, like I need to travel to be able to participate.
Yeah, okay. In Dumaguete, let's just be closer to home, no? In Dumaguete or even in Negros Oriental, would you do we have something like an organization or maybe a group of people like you who do climbing?
A group. Without a formal name or formal organization. So the local climbers of Negros and the neighboring municipalities just like flock together and climb.
Okay. But this is different from, di ba we have also like groups that do mountain climbing. This is
Yes,
different,
yeah,
no?
that's different.
It's a different
Yeah, but
group.
it's like connected.
Yes, yes,
The
right.
community of mountain climbing,
Yes.
like for Dumaguete or Negros, like Cuernos.
Yeah, Cuernos de Negros.
Yeah, most of the community knows how to climb their community. Like goes into climbing like before, yeah, like in their years before, so they
Okay.
were climbing too.
Yeah.
And then the recent members also climbed, like for our neighboring university, Silman University, when they hold their Founders Day. So they put up a wall. So it's actually held by mountaineers or mountain climbing
Okay,
people.
okay. Yeah. You know, that's a good way also, no, to encourage and also to give a publicity boost
Yes.
to the particular activity and to encourage young people now to go into that. Now, how would you encourage, for example, Mitch, a young person? Can girls also go
Yes, of course.
go climbing? No, of
Yes.
course, no, yeah, of course. How do you encourage, for example, young people who would like to get into a sport such as this, no, which is not really very common yet, no? Oo.
I would just tell them to try it out and let's see if they'll have fun. But of course, it's fun, but I'm not sure if they have fun like me or I find it fun just like me.
Yes, yes, right. You mentioned as well that when you were here in Foundation University as a student, right? You were part of the varsity
Yes.
of our university. Which ones are these?
When I entered or enrolled in Foundation University, I tried out volleyball. So I was into the volleyball varsity team during that time. So I was managing climbing and volleyball at the same time, and also my studies, because that time I wasn't there wasn't a varsity team for climbing, so there was like no scholarship for that. So that's when I entered the volleyball team.
Yes.
Because I was also playing volleyball when I was at high school.
Okay. What particular sports event or activity would go well, no, as a partner, so to speak, with climbing? Like, will volleyball be a nice combination with climbing?
I'm not sure,
Like
but
what you did?
most climbers in the Philippines play frisbee and climbing together, or like other extreme sports like biking. But other sports are like develop your full body too. So any sport, I guess, can help climbing as a cross training or something.
Do you see yourself, Mitch, in the next maybe 5 or maybe 10 years, no, to still be in this particular sports activity?
Yes, of course. Maybe until I retire or
Ay,
something.
really?
Till I die.
Okay. Oo. So we can really call this as your passion, no?
Yes.
Not just a simple hobby, no, but really a passion.
Yep.
Do you have family members or perhaps relatives aside from your father, no? Because you said your father
Yep.
encouraged you, no, to do all these things, like who are into sports or who excel in certain athletic activities.
Yeah, I have a couple of relatives that do sports also. Even my wife climbs and also plays competitions.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Really? Okay. Yeah. That's interesting because, well, of course, we hear of couples, no, who share the same interests, the same hobbies. But do you also climb together, so to speak, with your wife? Climb in the sense that it's like a regimen that you do regularly.
It's not regular since we just had a baby.
Yes,
and,
yes,
yeah.
of course, yes.
But we've been trying to climb together
Okay.
in Foundation for like a couple of weeks back. So I did my training with her. So
In preparation for the
Yeah,
Asian
for
Cup.
the Asian
Okay.
Cup.
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, so I think it would be well, no, for me, for example, to take a look once again, no, at the
Of course.
facilities that we have here,
Yes.
to see how we can best like do a publicity boost for bouldering or
nice.
climbing for that matter, no?
Yes.
Because I think our young people would really be interested to go into such an activity, Mitch. Now, how do you combine, Mitch, your schedule now, especially as you had mentioned, you now have a family, you're also working, and at the same time trying to get into certain competitions like what you just did. So how do you manage all of these?
Okay, so
Your time.
the advantage of having an online job is you can just work anywhere and be flexible with your time.
Okay.
So I think that's not much of a case
Okay.
to.
So
for
your
the
job is online, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then for the family-wise, it depends. We just like do shifting
Yeah.
times for
Okay.
the baby.
Yeah, yeah.
And whenever I get the free time, I like train myself at home or go to a climbing gym.
Okay. What do you do to train at home? What do you exactly do? Or how do you-
Exercises, just
okay.
normal exercises
Okay.
for related to climbing.
Okay, yeah. So in other words, it's still an activity that you regularly do, no?
Yes.
Making sure that your body is fit,
Yes.
and so on, and physically fit and mentally, as you had mentioned.
Yes.
No? Now, are there is there a particular diet, so to speak, no? Because isn't it that athletes also follow a strict diet? So what can you eat? What can you not eat, for example?
Personally, I haven't gone to that level yet, but
Okay.
I think I'm not sure. Plant-based is good, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
For climbing.
Generally, no, of
Yeah.
course, no, even if you may not be into sports
yes.
or climbing or
Yes.
any physical activity. Yeah. Okay. And then I know that you just told me off cam that you have a daughter,
Yes,
a
7-month.
7-month-old
Yeah,
daughter.
yes.
Yes. Would you encourage her to go into this? Because after all, your wife and yourself,
Yes.
you are both of you are climbers.
Of course, I hope she likes it when she
Yeah.
knows bigger.
Okay.
Yes, of course, I'll encourage her to climb too.
And perhaps when she grows a little bit older, you can bring her to your like
Yes.
competitions or maybe in your trainings. Yeah. So in the few minutes that we have left, Mitch, I think this is going to be an opportune time for you to speak to our viewers, to also address our alumni and even our faculty, staff, and students, especially that you have garnered a feather in your cap as an Asian Cup competitor. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Mitch.
Okay, for the locals of Dumaguete, I encourage you to visit our walls. We have a bouldering gym in Incredible Sports Center and also our very own Foundation University climbing gym, the Greyhound climbing gym. So especially for the students, you can approach or message the page if you want to climb, since at the moment we only cater a top rope, so you need someone to climb with you and belay you. And yes, for the school, I hope it incorporates climbing, like for physical education or PE classes again, so that more students will be educated about climbing.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Mitch. In fact, I think this is a good time to also mention that we are doing our intramurals, no?
Yes.
The whole year round. So
Yes.
that would really be interesting. So
Yeah.
thank you very much, and Godspeed, and
Thank
well, good luck, and of course, best wishes in your forthcoming endeavors, whether it is work, professionally, personally, for your family life, and of course, to more competitions. So congratulations
Thank you.
once again, Mitch, and we are definitely very proud of you. We will be right back, friends, with the second segment of our show for tonight.
Learn, lead, inspire. Foundation University has provided 72 years of quality, wholesome education that prepares students for a world full of collaboration, innovation, and technological advancement.
When the pandemic struck, I not only received the training I needed, I gained exceptional clinical experience firsthand.
We transitioned smoothly to building our dreams, from online design to building beautiful structures throughout Negros Oriental. And we are more than confident with going forward.
No system is perfect, and that's where us, industrial engineers, come in. We feel more equipped and fueled than ever before to tackle whatever problems come our way.
Since we began incorporating technology as an instructive tool, we were able to immediately adjust to the expanded hybrid learning program and remain at the forefront of education.
For 73, become the extraordinary. We're putting the extra in everything that we do. From more internship opportunities to thrilling academic competitions that will get you real world ready. We put the fun in learning so you can lead an inspiring life. One committed to excellence, integrity, and service so we can all flourish. FU at 73. Extraordinary Me.
Hi once again to all our friends, stakeholders, and loyal supporters of iGreyhound, the official television show of Foundation University. My name is Cecile Henove, and as always, this is something that we always look forward to every week, and I hope that our viewers have also made Thursdays their regular habit. So we are still in our series of interviews involving not only our administrators here in the university, but also more so, in fact, our alumni. And our well-placed alumni have always been very supportive of our projects and activities in the university. So for this, for tonight's episode, friends, we'd like to feature once again another well-placed alumnus of Foundation University, and it is a good thing that he was able to come over for a visit here on campus despite his very busy schedule. So without much further ado, may I introduce our guest for tonight's episode. He is a graduate of the Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management here at Foundation in 2019, and now he is working on something bigger than what he has prepared for. But do not let me jump the gun. I will allow him to expound more on this as we hobnob with Mr. Angelo Docor. Hi, Angelo, and pleasant evening.
Hi, ma'am. And good evening.
Good evening. And good that you were able to come over and visit us, no, Angelo? Yeah. Tell us what happened, Angelo, after you finished your education here at the Foundation, a graduate of Bachelor of Science, right, in
Yes,
Hospitality Management in 2019. So that was before the pandemic? Before the
Yes,
pandemic?
before pandemic.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Tell us, Mr. Angelo.
First, I applied in housekeeping in Bravo Resort Punting Paraiso as a housekeeper.
Yes. Okay. That's in Darwin, no?
Yes, ma'am. In Bulak-Dawin.
Yes.
Then, na timingan na ay ganin na human akong contract ato when the pandemic comes.
Yes. Yes.
Then, 1 year, I didn't have a job because the hospitality industry got shut down, especially in the airlines, in the cruise ship, restaurant, hotels. Then on 2021, when there's opportunity applying online in the cruise ship, so I apply. And thank God I got hired.
Yeah. Imagine, I was about to ask you that also, Angelo, no? The time that you spent, of course, being out of work, no? Because as you mentioned, it was only in 2021 that you
Yes,
were able
ma'am.
to like reapply or apply again.
Yeah.
But in other words, what emotions or feelings did you have while waiting for another opportunity to come?
To be honest, ma'am, medyo nasakitan man po kay
Yeah.
like ever since when I was a kid, dream jud na ako na to work in a cruise ship because I want to travel the world, to encounter different kinds of people. Then I didn't expect na shutdown ang pandemic, and masakita man po kung gingon sa uban na sao naman na nimo nga na nakagulang ka, you must apply. What if dili ni moment to be ng cruise ship, ma-apply na lang ka like police kay nga na, pero deep down ma'am sa akong heart ganahan jud ko mo cruise ship.
Yeah, and is that the reason also why you took up hospitality management here at
Yes,
Foundation?
Then pero I pray to God na I hope na someday mabalik ra kay masakitan mo ko, including my friends, especially sa akong relative na okay plano si mong kinabuhi nga na
But you're still young, of course, no? You're only 26
Pero-
years old.
As I getting older and older, there's age limit, ma'am, kanang sa cruise ship like that. Oh.
So that is the reason also, no?
Oh,
Why many would
afraid.
like to immediately get into a cruise ship.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So there's a limit, there's a cut-off as to the age?
I think 30 plus like that.
Really? Okay. But once you're already in the cruise ship, you can continue to work
Oh.
even beyond 30 years old
Yes, because
or more.
you're already ex-crew like that.
Okay. So what happened then after your stint in a particular resort here in Negros Oriental, and then when you applied in 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
The medical is not very easy. Fifth must be not kanang dili doubt, ma'am. ba
Yes,
nga na?
yes. Okay. As well as other like other requirements that they give you, no? Medical aspect,
Then-
dental, and others.
Katong sa paghar na ako kay nalipay ko ang problema ko ni medical, so di ba nahuman ako tong dental na
Okay.
ito
Yeah.
Then sa pag-take na kog medical exam, nasak magugo kay nagtingala ko ba, napalpa ko kay nga problema daw kuno ko akong kasing-kasing bayngan na. Then down kay kusta ng down. Kanang ganing na balang may ng tao na wala kay chance inga na. Pero imagine na, ma'am, na parents na guiningon na what if kuno dili nimo ni meant to be. Then if mapalpa ka usog, apply na laglain. Ako magod, ma'am, ako magod type na person na ni focus ako sa one goal, like so pagkabata ng elementary, high school, sa Daloy gani. Kanang
yes.
di ba, Daloy is Festival of
Yes.
Hope. Akong sulato na I want to become a seaman. I want to work in the cruise ship 4 years straight. Nga na sa moto, ni take risk ko din, ni pray God. I hope na tagaan ko ni mong chance na madawat ko ani kay gibuhat mo po na ko ni para maka-payback ko sa sakripisyo sa akong parents ug sa ako pong future family.
Mura bitag imong gi-capitalize your hopes, no, to become a seaman, to
Yes.
work in a cruise ship since you came to foundation.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
Oo. Okay, every year man ta ang atong Daloy Festival, no?
Then ni padayon magugumam kay katong sa pag-scroll na ko sa FB, then nakakita magugpost na if it's meant to be, it will be, all you have to do is try.
Okay. So let's get back to katong imong medical examination. So what happened then after that? So you were able to pass all na
pag
dental.
take 2 nakapasar ko, so
Okay.
ipadali ko nila pasag requirements kay November 13 supposed na mo flight na ko. Then mo take pa ko yellow fever. Kay required jud as a seaman mo take jud kag yellow fever.
What is that? Is
I
it
think kanang sa mosquito guro na.
okay. Vaccine ba?
Oh, vaccine.
Okay.
Then imagine, mama, November 12 hapit na masirado tong sa pa yellow fever din. Kihangyo ko na ako kay tomorrow mo flight na jud ko yung ana.
Yeah, okay. Oo. And what other things did you prepare for before you were able to get the job and finally board the cruise ship?
Kanang
How
prepare
about documents, mga documents, other requirements?
10 days I take safety training and crowd management. Then online class like that.
Oh, okay, that was already the pandemic, no? Okay, oo. So finally, when you were able to board na the ship, describe to our viewers what your job is.
My position is galley utility in the Silver Sea. Galley utility is responsible for handling, transport, and cleaning of food equipments, cleaning the areas of the galley, and cleaning in the dishwash area of the galley under by the direction of the executive chef.
Okay.
We are the one who clean and sanitize the area of the galley.
Okay. Were there Filipinos or are there Filipinos also working
yeah.
with you?
Majority were Filipino, then we have other different nationality like Indian, Indonesian. Pero sa tinod biya, ma'am, malibog ka mo say kay kana mga Indonesian parehara ng mga Pinoy
Yes,
ba, like
yes,
that.
yes. Oo, brown skin.
Oh, yeah.
Oo, okay. Oo.
Okay.
Were you mistaken to be someone else?
Yeah.
Not necessarily a
Some
Filipino?
people told me na Indonesian ko like that.
Okay, oo. Yeah.
Then, magkatawa ra magugo kay Bisaya ra ko pagkatawa niya. Kanang it's hard to speak Tagalog.
Okay.
Kay kana lagi wala na din. Kaingon sila na Indonesian ko ato na.
Okay, oo. Or English, no? So that you can be understood by
English,
everybody. Yes. Oo.
Sometimes we speak English because some of the nationality were
Yes.
from Italian, Indian, Caribbean, like that.
Yeah. So what work ethic, Angelo, did you learn, no, from your schooling here at Foundation University, and also while you were already working, meaning after school?
Excelling in the academics, juggling in the extracurricular activities through my years in FU. It helped me in my position as a galley utility, know to organize time management, then handle pressure, then attitude like taas jud kag pasensya.
Yes.
Kay maki-counter kag mga ubang tao na kana ganing magpasakit og storya nga na.
Yeah. You really cannot help it, no, especially in a workplace, and that's a foreign, no, parang
Di
foreign
man jud na
workplace.
malikayan.
Yes. So what did your family say when finally you were able to board the ship and work, no?
Happy sila kay like then wa sila ka expect kanang ganing ni padayon na jud ko sa akong pangandoy sugod pas pagabata.
Yeah. So in other words, Angelo, your patience and determination really paid off, no? Because what if you simply just raised your hand and said, I give up, no, and look for another job?
Kay as we all know na while on apply na bay mga nindot sa eskwela ni nga na like Ateneo like that. Then ako kay ni padayon jud ko kay kabalo jud ko na nice tuning FU, tsada jud ning ilang pagka-training nga na.
Yes, right. And where did you get the inspiration of working as a seaman or perhaps in a cruise ship?
My father.
Okay. Your father is also a seaman?
Working also in the Silver Sea. For
until
almost
now?
25 years.
Okay. Until now or?
Until now.
That's good, no? Okay, but were you together in the ship itself?
First contract, no. Maybe on second contract.
Okay. That's really good, no?
Because I know that almost he will retire. I want to spend this time with him on board.
Okay. So there is a possibility that you and your father can be together.
Oh yes, because on first contract, we have a crew working in the galley. His father working as a pastry chef, as the head of the pastry area, and his son worked in the pool grill as a second cook.
Okay. So what does your father do in the cruise ship?
AB.
What is that?
Able seaman.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Overall, like, sometimes mo paint siya, then mo drive sa cruise ship.
Okay. That's interesting, no? That's really very interesting. So the inspiration from your father, Angelo, no, really also helped you a lot, especially in your patience and also in your determination. Were you? I went over your something like your brief profile, and you were an active student leader here in Foundation. You are also a dean's lister. So tell us, no, how did you manage to? And you mentioned time management. How did you manage to combine both schooling and at the same time enjoying also, no, your extracurricular and co-curricular activities, and at the same time maintain being a dean's lister?
I-enjoy ra nimo.
Yeah.
Like for example, pag fourth year, as you all know, graduating student kay mga research paper nga na.
Yes.
Like morning, mutabang pa ko sa mua. Afternoon, SG, like that. Then in the evening, apil pa ko sayo sa parada, like that. Then, for example, kung 1 hour paway, makapaway ko, then i-enjoy ra jud nimo nga na.
Right, oo. So,
Kay-
the proper attitude,
Oh.
yun, no? Mm.
Pero because of that, ma'am, na-apply mo po na ako sa cruise ship, like, handle pressure or time management. Yes.
Yeah. The experience really that you get from Foundation
Oh, yeah.
University, combining no both school and at the same time fun, as you had mentioned, really helped you a lot as well. Were you a working student or a work student while you were here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, so a full-time student, but at the same time active in other activities also. Yes.
Only in college. But in high school, elementary, no. I've never been honor student. I've never been SG. I've never been.
Okay.
I've never been officer.
Yes.
Only in college.
But that's good, no? You're able to enjoy both the best of both worlds here at Foundation University. And you mentioned your last year or your fourth year as a hospitality management student. Isn't it that you also have something like an on-the-job training or an internship?
In the pension as a housekeeper also.
Okay, yeah. So you were able to apply the theories that you learned here in school, no? Yes.
The teachings of Sir Bindal.
Yes, right.
Hands-on like that.
So, Mr. Antonio Bendal was already the dean at that time. Yes, okay. And tourism and hospitality management, Angelo, until today, no, is really a very lucrative profession, very lucrative career. But I am curious at how the pandemic, no, because we're still in a pandemic, has somehow affected the industry. You mentioned that it has not really affected your particular way of applying for a particular job, no? But overall, how has the pandemic that we are still in affected the industry, hotel, tourism, events?
Of what I observed, ma'am, some of my batchmates find their way to earn a money, like to make a business. Like they have skills of cooking. They sell their food. Their business is like mini restaurant like that to sell food. Basta diskarte ra gud mami ana.
Yeah, because that's still part of hospitality management, no? What in particular do you like best about your course? Now you're in a cruise ship, but in particular, what
Field.
skills, yes, or what field do you particularly like?
Someday, if I will promote, I want to work in a bar as a bartender.
Yes, because that's one of the skills also, right? And I think you won in a competition.
Yeah, after attending in Expo last 2019.
Okay, so I think we may have met at that particular time. Were we at Robinsons?
Yeah.
Yes, we may have met already during the Digital Expo. Yes, that was really before the pandemic also.
Yes.
Yeah. So among your classmates, your friends here on campus, and even among your teachers, in particular, because I know that they have helped you, no? Not only you, but everyone else. But how did they nurture your being a student and at the same time loving your work and also preparing you for what you are now? How giunsa na nila apply sa inyo, ha? You in particular and also among your friends.
I have a group of friends called, like, they have group mates like Cancer. The Cancer is the party list of the HRM officer.
Okay. What does it stand for? Naana siya meaning?
I don't know why they called Cancer.
Okay, basig college.
Maybe because
Yeah.
back when they were in first year college, they weren't active like that ba. And I believe in them because even Mosay Buliagon, kugihan mga tuon ba. That
Yes.
pag officer, they're the one who always motivate na kaya ni mo na nga na kay kabalo ko sa imong abilidad. Negative bagod kay pagkatao. Then mawala imong kapoy if uyog nimo sila, like mag-funding. Kung magamag mga proposal, like kami biya to organize ato sa Tourism Congress nga.
Yeah, yes. Oh. And September, usually every year, no? That's Tourism Month or something.
Then tuon mag-uban na gyapon nga na group study, kaon. mag-organize uban nga na.
The discipline ba, no, Angelo, that you are describing now, I know that this is also present among our young people today, but diba there are times that sometimes we get lazy as a student, sometimes we feel that we have been doing a lot of schoolwork and all you want is like have fun and so on.
Ma'am. Especially when you are second, third year.
Yes, okay.
Murag ka ng kapuyan kay ka, pero pag fourth year, murag ni mo labas full potential kay happy na kas finish line.
Yes, yes, okay. Oo. How did you manage po in terms of like examinations? No, I know that you said that you come together, mag-group study and so on. But like, for example, preparing for an exam or preparing for a practical job or practical work, no? Di ba you have things like those also?
Kan like OJT?
Yes, or OJT, on the job training.
Study in the evening, ma'am, like mga 10, 11, then sleep. Then wake up in the morning like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Study. Then before class, magtapok me, then magtanag, ask question like that.
Your supervisors in the places where you went to, no, para sa imuhang OJT or on-the-job training, what pieces of advice did you learn from them that you are able to use now in your job?
Organize, time management, then patience.
Yes, oo. It's not a guarantee, good, no, that every day is a happy day. Oo, there is always a challenge. Yes, right. Oo. In your workplace now, in your experience, Angelo, because you said you deal with various people, no, various personalities. In your workplace mismo, in the galley, and also among people you meet in the ship itself. Were there instances, what instances can you remember where murabag na challenge gyud ang imong patience, that it was tested, na-tested ang imong patience?
Back in April, I was assigned in the dishwasher. The job of dishwasher is, since fully booked, I washed 500 from appetizer to salad.
Wow, okay.
Like that, sprayer.
Sprayer.
Then after receiver, and especially ma'am at sea.
Yeah.
It's like we are in a war. Imagine, in Atlantide, 400 plate. Then
Plates,
I expect 2 waiter will give you.
Okay.
Nagsabay pagod sila, mga 12 waiter, they will give you like that.
All at the same time.
Alone. Sometimes I need help, utility in the pot wash, because I can do it alone.
Yes, oo. Are you given a time limit or a time element that you are able to finish the task na kinanglan mahuman gid ka ana?
I finished my job in the afternoon 3. Lahi jud pagkagabi.
Okay, yeah. Especially when it's already your off hours. Okay.
Because our schedule is broken time. We don't have day off.
I
so
see.
Our rest is only like, for example, my duty is 8 to 10.
Okay.
My rest is 10. Then I will wake up 12 for my duty. Then done 3. So I will sleep for 3 hours, then come back on 7.
Okay, so that's every day, no?
Yeah, every day.
And you are in the ship. Yeah, okay, Then the same work, same job, no? Same job.
But every 3 months we have rotation.
Yes, okay. So you can be assigned in another
my
area.
first job from November to January, receiver. So
Receiver means that you...
I will be the one who received the plate in the dishwasher.
Okay.
Then on bingo, I will wash. I will clean the area. Then wake up again 8
Yes,
for duty.
So what is your form of recreation, man, in the ship?
If night port, then pwede makalag na mo.
Okay.
Mo yung naka-tsada sa cruise ship because you can encounter different kinds of people, then maka-feel just ilang culture.
Yeah,
Then maka-taste po kasi ilang different kinds of food.
Yes, yeah, So you're able to pananglitan kung mudak ang ship, then you can go down, no?
Only in
Disembark,
vacant,
disembark mo.
Yeah.
Kung vacant rapod, no? Only during your vacant time. Yes, okay. I'm pretty certain, I'm pretty sure that your job is really very good, no? Ang imong pag-clean and everything. But were there instances that your supervisor may have called your attention because of a lapse, something that you did not do properly, just in case lang?
That what time, I hapit ko kung makasulat og warning kay
Oo.
nangisog tong si F&B manager kay
Okay.
ako gi-blame kay nakita mo gud siya na every time I wash the plate, mag-ana, magtingog ba. Pero kabalo ko di ko makabuak like
Okay.
kating ngayon naman ko niya na pagbantay. Then pag inventory na katingala naman siya, for example, ang plate like 800 na mo na 500.
Oo.
Or
What happened?
mga
Oo.
nawalag 50 nga na. Oto ako gi-blame. Then
Where did the plates go? Wala man mabuak ka ha?
kay kung makabuak, naiuban na ilabay dig basura.
Okay. Oo. Yeah. Oo.
Then ako gi-blame. Then itawag sa ni Uno which is supervisor sa Gali Utility,
Okay, oo.
the number 1.
Oo. So inventory, no? Imagine, no? The number
Oh,
of
every time
plates.
inventory makulbaan ko.
Really? Okay. Oh,
Then
of
ako nga
course.
diyan ay pa mo balik og airline area.
Okay, oo. Especially when you go on rotation already. Okay. So the skills that you have learned here, no, Angelo, kato imo flare tending, no?
Oo.
Flare tending, and then of course housekeeping, because that was also what you did in another resort that you worked in here in Negros Oriental, and the things that you do now in the cruise ship, no? What perhaps some lessons that you may have learned out of all these experiences, and then perhaps when you plan to move on to another endeavor, maybe in another cruise ship or maybe in another unsa ba, maybe airline or wherever, or restaurant na pod, o mga life lessons that you may have picked out of these particular experiences.
Time management, ma'am.
Okay, oo.
Then task pasensya jud.
Yes, oo. Mauto na mention nimo, no?
Then
Patience.
as a housekeeping kanang cleanliness ingana.
Yes.
Kay every time mag general cleaning mi, ma'am, dapat spotless.
Yeah,
Then
spotless.
especially kanang nakas US kay there's USPH. USPH is the one who give the ratings of the cruise ship, and they will the one who decide if you are pass public health.
And that's also para bang reflective, no, sa management of the entire ship. Oo, or sa imong mga supervisors pod.
Moto na train po namon like
Okay.
OJT sa coffee shop, mag-clean mi sa kitchen.
Yes, oo. Yeah. You kamo ba nga naa sa tourism, hospitality management industry, Mr. Angelo, you are also considered as the frontliners manggod pod, no? Kay kamo biya una makita pod sa mga tao even if you are in the reception area, and then yes, as you had mentioned, cleanliness is really very important. So if there is anything medyo na wala kayo ma-speak and span gani, no, diha sa area ninyo, siyempre they will say, ay, it's because of the mistake of some people, maybe behind the counter or wherever. And usually, as you had mentioned, Pod, the blame is on you. Not really you as the person, but individuals who are working with you, no? So the discipline that you impose ba on yourself, especially sa imuhang trabaho karon, aside from patience, what do you tell yourself each time you wake up and prepare for your job?
I always tell myself na kaya ni mo ni, if kaya sa uban, kaya ni mo ni. And at the end of the day, di matatapos ang trabaho, matatapos ang kontrata.
Okay, yeah, oo. Yes, oo. Yeah, because the work is always there, no?
Okay,
Yes.
same route, same mata, trabaho, same ra, yung buhaton.
Oo. So the strength, Mr. Angelo, ang strength ba that you draw from, aside from your family and of course aside from the Lord, no? Where do you get the strength for you to go on ragyud in this particular industry? Of course, you love your work, no? Oo.
Kanang motivation ko kanang sa mga tao na nang daw na ako.
Correct. Oo. Oo.
Katong mga tao ningon na pakiplano sa kinabuhi nga na. Oto ako gi-prove nila na sa ilang giingon.
Yeah. Oo.
Kay di mapugumot. I don't believe na wala taong butol.
Yes.
Kay kitang tanan nagutay mga skills.
Yeah.
Oh.
And even if you were preparing yet, no, nga makasakay ka sa cruise ship, you were already kanang highly motivated naman po. You were already planning. It's not as if because you did not have work, wala gyud pud kay plano. Oo.
Mas maayo good ma'am na di ko ka magpahibalo sa plano nimo kay
Okay.
mo usara ka mo post if nakuha na nimo kay what if kuno na palpak ka o nga na ba.
Yeah. That's something, that's a good advice, no? Do not tell other people what your plans are.
Mas maayo good na ipakita na jud nimo na na-success jud ka.
Okay, yeah. Rather than tell your plans ahead of time, no? What if it might not materialize? Yes, okay. So, Angelo, I think your story is also a story of inspiration, no? It's a story of determination.
Yes, ma'am. I agree kay para sa akong ate, honor student siya from elementary to college cum laude.
Okay.
Yeah, ako from elementary to high school wala jud. Never been honor, never been officer, never be student government. Dili jud ko if you like ipagawa sa akong potential.
Yes. That's really good.
If my sister, if bright siya na ako, mahimo magugo masking unsa basta na jud nas paningkamot.
Yes, that's really nice, no? Yeah. So in the few minutes that we have left, no, Mr. Angelo, kay tsada kay imong storya, no? It's a story of determination, patience. Unya, people will really get inspired with the hard work that you have shown and where you are now, especially that you got it here from Foundation University. Words that you can live by or live by sa ilaha nga kanang imo bang ipakita nga here you are now, you are the product of determination. Here you are, you have a long way to go pero sa paningkamot nimo you have reached at least no that particular ambition. Sige, you have the floor.
Trust yourself masking majority na gud niingon ng tao na dili kaya nimo. Kaya jud nimo na kay kabalo ka sa imong potential. And ayaw mo to sa mga hadlo ka sa mga failure ingana kay para nako you will not fail if you bet on yourself. And lastly, fight for your dreams and your dream will fight for you. And paminaw ra mo if unsay gihatag or mga task sa mga faculty ninyo or mga teacher kay kana sila gitabangan na mo anak nila para sila itigbid sa inyong mga pangandoy. Don't forget to pray and trust God's plan.
Yeah. I like the fight for your dreams and your dreams will fight for you. Yes. So kuan gyud Godspeed, no, Angelo? You have reached this far. You're only 26 years old, but I know that you still have a long way to go gyud, no? Daghan pa gyud kaayo nga imong mahimo out of what you have learned here at Foundation University ug ang mga values pod, no, that we have instilled not only with you but in each of our alumni, no? So thank you kaayo for visiting the campus once again. At least wala ka malimot, no, to come back and say thank you.
Niato gani ko sa dali ato kay nagpasalamat.
Okay. You went to Daloy. Yeah, very good.
Daloy. Mura pa ka nang nabot akong dream na maka-work sa cruise ship.
Yeah, that's really very inspiring, no? Kay maayo man pud kay ang Daloy the first time that it happened after almost 3 years, no?
Murag nakadaloy mga last 2020 guro to.
Yes.
Last 2019.
2019, really before the pandemic. So daghang kaayong salamat ha, Angelo. Godspeed to you. Godspeed in the many things that you would still be able to accomplish. And of course, don't forget to also like enjoy life, no? Don't forget about yourself, your personal life and everything, because I know that you will not only become a very good worker, a pride of Foundation University, but also a pride of everybody, not only among your family and friends, but the entire province and the entire country as well. So I hope makasakay mi, no, sa imuhang mga cruise ship or any other mga endeavors nimo. Yeah, so daghang kaayong salamat,
Ayun.
Angelo. So hope to see you again. So with that, friends, we bring to a close this particular episode of iGreyhound. And this has truly been a very inspiring story of one of our well-placed alumni. So we hope you were able to get some words of wisdom and also pieces of information from our guest, Mr. Angelo Docor, a graduate of the College of Hospitality Management. And yes, please do not forget to also follow and like our Facebook page, because we are also being streamed live in the Facebook page of Foundation University and also of Channel 6 of Phil Products TV Dumaguete. And thank you once again to my stylist, Miss Nicole Kalumpang, for this beautiful outfit always on the show. This has been Cecile Henove bidding everyone a pleasant evening.